Yo, this is for you. I am my number one fan. For you, this is for you. I am my number one fan. For you, yo, this is for you. I am my number one fan. For you, I am my number one fan. I'm trying to get you from here to there. I'm trying to show niggas it ain't fair. How I just came up, but you not there. Stuck in the same situation you been in. They got the plug, you got the sound. You not just a groupie that's hanging around. They got the stage, but you bring the lights. It's enough room at the top, we ain't gotta fight. I am my number one fan. I am that legend you stand for.
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? This is Reese.
Hey, this is Arnold.
And you are listening to the Naybors Podcast.
Yes, you are. And we can you listen to us
on everything, man. We announce it every week, man.
You always forget. Why you always forget?
Because, man, it's too many in the list.
I have to write this stuff down.
Yeah, man. We're going to put it on a board. Get an airplane right across the sky or something.
We're going to have to do something.
We're going to figure this out.
But, you guys know where we at. So.
Yeah. I mean, y'all listen to it, so y'all know.
Okay, yeah.
I thank y'all for liking, sharing, subscribing, and y'all have really, truly made our show pop.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Love it. Love it. The community is getting large. Everything is going great. So we really appreciate all that everybody does, the DMs and the likes.
And continue to send us your topics that you would like for us to discuss. Some things we will not talk about. All right. I just want to make sure that is clear.
That's the only thing we're not going to talk about is Reese not eating watermelon because he doesn't like to eat watermelon.
Listen. That means y'all need to go listen to our bougie show.
Exactly.
To understand what that's about.
Exactly. And also don't forget to check out our website.
NayborsPodcast.com. And you will find Naybors Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And today we have another artist with us, man. We are killing it with these artists, man.
Another exclusive.
Yo. And this young man, I don't know. I don't know what to say about him.
Well, from what I've been hearing, hearing good things.
Right.
I've been hearing real good things. Plus, he's a nice-looking young man. And he's sitting here with his manager. His dadager. Yeah, he is his dad. What's Beyonce's father name?
Matthew.
Yeah,
Matthew knows.
That's him. Not Joe Jackson.
No, clearly not Joe.
So we have in studio today.
He's an up and coming R&B artist, right?
Yes.
And his name is. Do you want your government name or you just want your stage name?
Well, my stage name is on my hat, man.
See, there it is. Nico Bryant.
So none other than
Nico Bryant.
Yeah.
Nico, welcome to the show.
I'm glad to be here, y'all. I'm glad to be here.
Good. So go ahead and tell everybody about yourself a little bit.
Well, I am a singer-songwriter from Claymont, Delaware.
Producer.
Oh yeah, I forgot producer.
Right.
That was the manager.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's my dadager. Say what's up to the people, man.
What's up to the people?
So, singer-songwriter, producer from Claymont, Delaware. I've been working on music for about 5 years or so now. Seriously working on music because I dabbled as a kid, but I started really getting into it a few years ago. And I got an album out and a project and a whole slew of songs. And
Tell us the name of your album. What's the name of your album?
The album is called The Journey.
Okay.
And you can find it on all platforms like iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, all that good stuff. Yeah.
And give us your favorite song off of that.
Oh my God. Man, my favorite song would have to be either On a Date, Too Long, or Halftime.
So that sounds like that's all one song because you were on the date, right? Too long, and then halftime you had to go back home.
Or maybe you put halftime in the middle.
Right.
I was on a date and it was halftime, but it was too long.
Right?
That's funny. So I have a question. What inspired those songs that you like so much?
Well, On a Date for me, it was just it was like, what would I say if I'm trying to ask a girl on a date? Right. And it was the first original song I put out, and I wanted to make sure that it was funky, man. So I asked my friend to come in and play the bass, and I just wanted to be like an upbeat, hype song. And it's like, I'm gonna ask this girl out. I'm confident. I'm excited. And if she says yes, then God is good.
There you go. So wait a minute. If she says no, God's not good?
No. Even if she says no, God is still good. God is good all the time. Right. And all the time, God is good.
But see, the thing is, if no is the answer, then maybe that just means there's something better somewhere else.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
See that? Yeah. That's why you got your dad as your man.
Yeah, exactly, man.
But so is the one on the date? Is that the video where you're in school?
That's too long.
That's too long.
Too long. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long did it take for you to shoot that video?
It took a day to shoot it.
Okay.
Nah, it didn't even really take a day to shoot.
Oh,
Remember, that
true.
was done after school. It took a day or two to edit it.
Right.
Which, by the way, not only does he
about to
produce
say.
and he actually edits video, does video production because he did the edits and created that video himself.
There you go. You wearing a lot of hats like your parents.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
You had done that video. You had done it with your music teacher or something like that in school.
It was
too?
my audio visual teacher,
Right.
Mr. Jacoby Simmons. Shout out to him.
Shout out.
Shout out to Jacoby.
I'm gonna send this to him so he can hear it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right. So so I've had the privilege of seeing this young man since birth.
Right.
So I knew there's a whole lot more talent that he has that he's not even talking about yet.
Well, maybe we'll get it out of him later on.
Well, let me throw that in just so we can, since you mentioned that, talking about the beginning. So his musical journey started when he was about 4.
Okay.
And at that particular time, his mom and I were doing a lot of weddings and things like that.
Right.
So, I've got my setup, my rig, my gig, that I go out and go gig with. So, I got a drum machine, because this is when everything was separate, before they came up with all the now, multitasking machines that do it all in one shot.
Right.
So anyway, so one day he comes in, he's like, "Dad, can I play with your drum machine?" I'm like, "This is my money maker, son.
Right.
I don't think I want to put this in your hands at 4 and have you messing up my stuff." So, like kids, they keep asking and they keep asking. And they keep asking.
Yeah, So he
kept asking. And so finally one day I was like, you know what? Worst case scenario, he breaks it. I go buy another one.
Right.
But I want to give him the opportunity to do what he wants to do. So he sat down and he used to just dabble with the, with the controls and play with and just play the songs that were and the things that were pre-programmed.
Right.
And so one day I was in the studio at the house, which at that particular time was in a garage. So I was taking a break from this project I was working on, walked out the studio and walked through the laundry room into the family room where he was. And on the way in, I heard this beat and I'm like, yo, that's nasty.
Right.
I'm like, but that's not one of the beats that's programmed into the machine. And I walk into the room and I'm watching him tap out this rhythm on the machine. Hi-hat, snare, toms, kick, the whole thing. And I'm like, and I'm standing above him in like amazement at the precision at which he's going through this. And he's stacking this thing up.
And he's 4 at this time?
He's 4. Yeah. And this thing is coming out like fire. And I'm like, yo, that's just wicked, right?
And I remember my mom told me, actually, my mom said that I could tell her what, like, each instrument was, like the kick drum, the snare, the hi-hat, and I was, like, barely reading.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's good.
Yeah. I mean, sonically, he knew what each one of those instruments was.
Right.
And I mean, again, not having ever been in that experience where he could read literally what's on the machine, but then he was able to go even into the programming, change the sounds of which pad was playing at that particular time to create the sound that he wanted. So, so fast forward a little bit, and so he's still like, he hadn't turned 5 yet. On a Friday night, we go to church, and the guy that usually drums for us didn't show up, you know. So I'm the main keyboardist at the church. So so he's like, "Dad, can I play this set?" And I was like, "Dude, you never played this set before." And again, this is one of them nights where it's like, you know, kid, he's still asking. So I'm like, finally, you know what? What's the worst case scenario? He'll punch a hole in the head. I'll replace the head, you know, or something like that. So
wait. Why you always think I was going to break something, man?
I know, right?
Because you your mama,
kid,
because you your mama's son.
Okay. I can see that.
Enough said. So anyway, so he gets on the set, right? And I'm playing, and he's in the pocket on the set. Never having sat before on a drum set before. He's in the pocket on the set,
and
I'm
can
sitting
barely
there,
sit
and he's sitting on the edge of the throne, right? And he's barely kicking it with the kick and operating the hi-hat at the same time. But I'm sitting there in amazement, and the people are like, "Where's that coming from?" You know, because they were used to him bringing a drum machine, but they didn't see him next to me with the drum machine, and because that wasn't the first time that he was there with the drum machine playing. So they're looking around because you can't see him over the drum set because it's up on a riser. And he played the rest of that night. Now, he would mess up occasionally, you know, when he tried to go to a roll, but as soon as he got out the roll, he come right back in the pocket. And so that was his introduction to that instrument.
So he didn't play when you had the electric drums?
Oh, no, electric drums came way later, bro.
Gotcha.
That came later after he was driving my mom crazy.
Okay.
Because it would be like 9 or 10 or something that night. I'm banging on the drum set.
He got a drum set, you know, and mom was like, okay, this got to stop. I can't take this no more because her room was right above the studio. So I was like, okay, we got to make an investment. So I went out and made an investment, bought an electronic set. And that's when he started. But that wasn't until what? What was you like, 7?
I was
6 maybe?
No, that was like 2009 when we got that.
It was a while after he started playing.
Really?
Yeah.
It seemed like it was earlier than that.
It seemed like that, but no, he'd been playing. He'd been playing at that point from 4 to.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So Nico, do you play any other instruments?
I play piano and keyboard, and I'm learning guitar at the moment.
Okay, great.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, do you have any musical inspirations? I mean, you know, who artist may inspire you?
Yeah.
Well,
and we're not going to say your parents because that's cliche.
You know, I was going to say my dad. But growing up, I was listening to a lot of gospel, but mainly Commission. When I was younger, Commission was like a very big influence. And then when I got into middle school and stuff like that, my best friend in the whole wide world, Daniel, he came to school one day with this CD that he found in his dad's collection. He said, yo, you have to hear this. It was the New Edition Greatest Hits. And so from there, I was hooked on New Edition. And then from there, I went and I listened to Jodeci and Boyz II Men and D'Angelo. So I guess I would say
boy bands, pretty much.
Yeah, boy bands.
Well, you know what?
I wouldn't consider them boy bands.
Well, not boy bands.
No, but you know what I mean. They're
male groups.
And the thing that was the hook for him, I believe, was what those guys created harmonically. Because all of them groups harmonized.
I love harmony.
Commission,
it's
crazy.
A beast.
So you talking about influences? His influences were like, yo, I need to hear people that have these harmonies created in their music. You know, and even D'Angelo, you know, ain't no.
Plus, his harmonies are crazy. Like,
you know, they can sing, but plus the reaction that the women give you from you know, so I can see him, you know, following along with that.
Yeah,
you know?
So hopefully Commission wasn't, you know, I mean, then let's not get it twisted.
That's true. That is a gospel group.
Listen, okay, so you know, for real, now watch this. Watch this, because you know when the introduction came, you know, to the non-gospel music, secular music, you know, there was kickback in the house, you know, and Mama especially was like, he don't need to be listening to that stuff. He just needs to be listening to the gospel. And I was like, and I prayed about it. And I was like, okay, you know, we can do one or two things here. We can fight against this, right? And he can sneak and do it, okay? Or we can open the door and with certain people embrace it, and then but we still govern the overall sign of what's coming into your ear gate, And you know, so he was kind of upset about it first because there was a couple of people that was like, no, you can't do him, okay?
Can't listen to that. I was like,
I don't want you listening to that because the music lent you took you on a certain road, and he wasn't ready for that road.
I was too young for some of that stuff.
So we tailored it, you know, like Jodeci and some of that. I mean, the New Edition stuff was basically clean, you know. And most of the people he was listening to was basically clean because, again, I mean, music. I'm a musician, you know. My wife's a musician, you know. Like I said, we used to do weddings all the time, man. You know, and there was a time when we did secular music a lot, you know. Wasn't nothing, man, to pop on something that, you know, that somebody did that was non-gospel related. So you know, I'm like, you know, okay. So I had to realize that, one, I can't be that restrictive, you know, because again, I would rather have it be open and rather than have him trying to sneak and do it, you know, because one, that creates a non-harmonious scenario where distrust is now at the forefront of what we do. I'd rather just say, listen, just go do that. Be careful about what you're doing, because as long as you're smart, the outcome will be better.
No sneaking around the back. You know, you don't have to worry about anything because you trust them.
Nice. So, so I'm just gonna go back to Commission because that was only because I really like Fred Hammond.
Yeah,
Like I really like Fred Hammond, even though you have the Marvin Saps and all that stuff from there too. But I really like Fred Hammond. Was there any particular person that you modeled your voice or anything from a group like that?
In commission, it was Mitchell, Marvin, and Marcus. Those were the three, definitely. Okay. Especially like the riffs and the stuff like that. Yeah. That's definitely what I drew from.
Even though I think wasn't Fred the mastermind behind all that though?
A lot of it he was. Yeah. A lot of it he was. But he was as a writer, because he was a writer when the other guys were basically performing other than Mitch.
Right.
Fred was that guy that put a lot, especially the harmonies and stuff like that,
Right.
Because even when everybody broke away and commission kind of broke up, Fred still had his thing going on. He had RFC for a minute.
Right.
And then he started soloing, but he still had the harmonies was still a part of what it was that he did. So,
I'm sorry. I'm just laughing because we know how big of a Fred fan that Reese is over here. I just wanted to make sure if anybody picked up on it like I did.
Well, no, the reason being because You Are the Living Bread, I believe, is the song that saved me.
Okay.
You get what I mean? That turned me around, because with me growing up in church, man, I mean, it's a whole nother situation, but I think one of his songs, like just one of those nights when you just kind of in your pocket, you just need to hear something. He was that one. That's the reason why I'm saying that.
I understand that. Yeah. That's right. For me, it's Marvin Sapp. So, never could have made it.
I like them all.
Yeah, all of them are great.
I remember when Commission came to Wilmington, and we went to go see him. Lisa and I did, and that was like one of the greatest nights ever, man.
Right.
For me, because I've been to see. I saw Prince twice. I was on tour with Run DMC.
Okay.
In the '80s when I got out the military.
Are you the reason they walk this way?
That's possible. That's the possibility. I was just a road manager. I was in the backdrop doing my thing. Making sure they was protected. They had what they had to have. You know what I mean? But but that was a lot of fun. But it was crazy. Yeah. We're not going down that road today.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask a question now. So for you, right, Nico, as an artist, in terms of what you're trying to portray. And convey rather to your audience, what is it that you want them to hear from you and about you?
So be careful how you answer this because you're answering a question from your dad and your manager.
Yeah.
Right? But we have this conversation often along the journey because I think that it's important to not only visit it, but it's important to revisit it. I tell them all the time, if you lock yourself into one thing,
because it'll change.
It has to transition.
Right.
Yeah. Well, lyrically, I've always sung about love.
Okay.
And the different parts of that, being in love, falling out of love, heartbreak. My first real song that I wrote actually was about heartbreak because there was this girl I really liked and she broke my heart. Okay. And so I took it to the pen and the paper and I wrote about it. So I just want to specifically, I want to just talk about love in a way that's like respectful to women, and
like that's beautiful.
Because I love serenading women. I'm not even gonna sit here and act like I do. Like I remember one time I was in the mall and I stopped this one young lady. I said, "Can I sing to you?" And I did, and I sang an original too. And so it's like, I want my songs to be able to give that feeling, kind of like the old school songs where they were respectful towards women, they were clean cut, and you could sing it, and everyone could sing it. And it's all good.
So you want them to have a little substance.
Yeah.
You want everything to be relatable. You know? That's good.
I have a title for your next album.
Okay.
NB Heartbreak.
Oh. I see what you. Okay.
Yeah, right.
NB Heartbreak. That's that new edition and jagged edge.
That's right.
And jagged edge. NB Heartbreak. Okay.
Yeah.
I might have to think about that
one. Nico, I appreciate your freshness. As I listen to your music, because again, it doesn't fit what everybody's listening to today. There's not too many your age that I see, and Maurice and Janae, my kids, I listen to them. I said, we sit here and look at YouTube all day and listen to music like it's nothing compared to what you're doing, real rap. y'all age. Now, the one thing I will say about them, they listen to nothing but old school stuff.
Yeah.
You know, because I'll listen to Lil Yachty before they will. but the other part of that, the reason why, because I want to be able to understand what y'all are going through.
Right.
You get what I mean?
That's right.
Then that way, as soon as I see one of your peers, you know, I know how to relate to them and how to coach them moving forward, you know. But I do believe that, you know, you probably could be in that same boat, you know, especially now that you're going to go to school.
Yeah.
And being away from your dadager and your mamager, you know. But, you know, you want to talk about that? How you feel about that? How you feel about going to go to school?
I don't know, man. It's exciting, slightly nerve-wracking, but I think I'm going to be okay. Mostly because I'm commuting. So I'm not going to be too far from them, just home a little less often and just in a new environment, learning a bunch of new things. So I'm excited.
So do you think that being around other creatives, do you think your sound will change?
I don't know if it'll really change like drastically. Maybe not. But I think the things that I learn and I will be exposed to will like influence me. And if I like something that somebody puts me on to, I'll be like, oh, I like that. Right. Sometimes I like to kind of, I won't say take, but like borrow some things that I like in a song and kind of add that to my own vibe. And I won't just like straight up take it, but I'll put my spin on it. Right. And so, yeah.
That's good. So if, real quick question, if you are open to collaborations, is there anybody that you'd like to collab with?
That list is long.
Name one. Just name one.
Name one.
Just name your top person, him or her.
We just literally talked about this.
Yeah.
You said him or her. Can I pick one him and one her?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do that.
So for her, I'd pick her.
Okay.
And for him, I'd pick
him.
No, I'd probably pick Raphael Sadiq.
Wow.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
That's now, you want him or you want Tony?
I want Raphael.
No,
okay.
Raphael.
Like his work with Tony was good, and I really like it. But like
when he went by himself,
that's when I'm like, okay, he really doing something.
Yes,
I really like this stuff.
That was a good choice there.
Okay. But what made you pick her though?
Her?
Yeah,
she's an amazing artist, man. Like when I first heard Focus, it hit me. Okay. I was like, ooh. And then I heard the rest of her songs and I'm like, wow, this is really good. It has substance.
Right.
It's really dope music. And she can play guitar and stuff like that. I saw this one clip she was playing drums. And so I just think she's just a really
plus a lot of her music. A lot of her music speaks to what you're trying to do right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I would love to collab with her.
So, do you have any questions for us? Any thoughts? Or anything for your dadager?
For my dadager. Dadager.
Yes.
When are we doing the song together? Because everyone at my barbershop keeps asking this question.
All right.
So I want to know.
So can I help you out, dadager, with that?
Please.
You know,
please.
I would not want your dadager to make a commitment on air.
Okay. Okay.
Well, you know, sometimes that's what's necessary in order to bring something
to make
about.
somebody, exactly.
I mean? Sometimes, making that commit says, okay, listen, you said it, now you got to mean it, now you represent it, let's get it done. So,
I mean, he could answer that. I'm just saying, I don't want. Just from the Neighbors podcast, we just don't want to put nobody on blast like that.
Well, for real though. So here's what we are doing. And this is coming. This is forthcoming because Lisa and I are well now, and especially now with Nico's help, are looking at another project. Past the one that we did the first time.
Okay.
So in this project, I've already got the mindset that there's some things that we can collab on.
Gotcha.
So there will be collabs with just him and I.
Right.
And I'm looking forward to him and I just tuning up. We probably at one of the karaoke's we already talked about. Next time we go, we're gonna throw something out together.
Yeah,
gotcha.
And
but then y'all perform at Fridays together though.
At the Fridays,
yeah.
Well, we didn't do it together, but
then
Well, here's what happened. So he was on mic, and I was giving the mic as a background.
Yeah.
So I was throwing stuff out there at the same time.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. So
is that the one that was online though?
it might have been. Yeah.
Because it was one where you were singing. You was walking around the restaurant, and I could hear you singing,
Yes.
DJ.
Yeah.
So that was like, okay, there's your duet there. So
Don't fall for that, Nico. Hold him committed. Keep him committed to doing a duet with you. Don't even listen to what Reese talking about right now. He's a little delusional because he doesn't eat watermelon.
Yeah, hold up. I want to ask about that.
Why don't I eat watermelon?
Yes.
I don't eat fruit. And that's just something from a baby. I just don't eat fruit. I'll drink fruit.
Okay.
Juices and stuff like that.
Right.
And whatever. Concentrate, whatever. I don't know. It's something about the texture of fruit. I don't like it in my mouth.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a
It's
word
all
for
good
that.
though.
They have a word for that.
Have a word for that.
Yeah. I mean, because he keeps calling me bougie and all that type of stuff,
Look at the time. My
Yeah,
God.
right?
God is good all the time.
Right.
And all the time, God is good.
Well, we really, I'm really proud of you, though, Nico.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I know it's in you.
Me too.
Oh my goodness, man!
I mean, I know
gotta
it's
cry
been in you. Listen, and if y'all don't know why DJ's crying now, y'all need to listen to our previous show with him and a wife. Y'all will understand what that's about. But like I said, I'm proud of you. I've seen you since before you were here.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to see your maturity. Just as a young man overall, but also musically. Like I said, is right there. It's always been there. And I'm waiting to see once you go to this artistic school. I could just imagine what it's going to be like. Yeah. I could just imagine. So, is there anything you want to say as far as where we can find your music exactly? Your social media, all that type of stuff.
Well, social media on Instagram, I am official Nico Bryant. That is official NicoBryant. Okay. My album, The Journey, is out on all platforms. That is Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube,
Blah, blah, blah.
blah, blah, blah.
The video is on.
Yes, the music video, Too Long, is on YouTube. And
should they follow your YouTube channel, Nico Bryant?
Yeah, just follow the YouTube channel, Nico Bryant. I got another project that's out. It's called Don't Talk, Just Listen. That's also on all platforms. And then on my, you type in my name on all platforms, there's a whole bunch of other songs that I put out.
Yeah. He does, and this is not just a dadager thing, but he does a phenomenal job doing covers.
Yes,
mashups.
Okay.
Because he loves mixing songs together.
Right.
And has done some ridiculous mashups.
Those are on SoundCloud.
Yeah, those are on SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
Yeah, so I'm like you. I'm proud, as a dad, but also as somebody that's an outside listener. Because you have to be independent of the artist sometimes to really be able to support them, and support what they do. So, family aside. Because him and I had a conversation about the whole management thing early on. And I said, listen, if you want, this is what I'll do for you, but that's got to be your choice. And I don't want you to do it out of obligation. I want you to do it because you feel like there's something that I'm able to add to, because I got to be able to add value to what I'm doing, when I'm working with people regardless. And so he was like, no, he said, that works. Let's do that. And so, we've worked pretty much consistently. If he's got a gig, I'm at the gig. Whether it's an open mic or whatever. Because I think that the support has to come in a way that's seen and felt. And so I got you.
That's right. That's
Thank
beautiful.
you, man. I love you, man.
Yo, it's way too much love right now.
Give somebody some tissue.
Yeah, right.
Let me pour the water on my face so you can see it.
Right.
Nico, I just want to wish you the best in everything that you do, man.
Thank you, man.
And I only known your father a little bit, man, but you got a great dad there. So keep paying attention to them, listen to them.
He's only saying it because their birthday only 3 days apart.
Oh my! Come on, man.
I think both your parents were great, and I think you're going to do great things.
Right.
And I'll be looking forward to all that. So.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and we appreciate you being on the show with us.
Yes, most definitely. Yeah. So we got to go and pay those bills.
Yeah, we always got to pay some bills.
Them bills. Ooh, yeah.
So,
ooh, gotta pay them bills, yeah.
Oh.
Gotta pay them bills.
Gotta pay those bills, yeah.
Pay
them bills, y'all.
Listen, them bills are already paid. Yeah. Thank you very much. We paid up for the next 2 months.
well, we thank y'all very much for tuning in.
Yep. You guys been listening to the Naybors podcast. We love y'all. Have a blessed week. Peace.
Yeah.
You are the agent and we look for change. You conquered the pressure and you did not fall, but you are a diamond and worth more than gold.